All right. All right, we got a real special guest today. We got the former corner at Ohio State, my team, GAREON Conley, to join us. How you doing today, G?
What's up? I'm good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Hey, man, thank you so much for joining us, brother. We are both big fans of yours, and we are so glad you got to come on and talk to us today. Just want to kind of check in with you, man. Unbelievable career. My whole family's from Mansfield, Ohio, so I know all about Maslin and all
Yeah.
that from your high school days. And you come in first round pick, and now you're trying to get back. Just give us a little heads up on where you're at and what's going on with you.
Oh yeah. So right now I'm currently well, I mean I'm kind of rehabbing, but I'm basically like finished my rehab, and
Nice.
I'm just waiting for opportunity. I had my agent hit up teams last week.
Okay.
So basically waiting for opportunity, trying to stay healthy and stay ready. I've been rehabbing for damn near 3 years, trying to find out what was wrong with my leg,
Yeah.
and had like five. I think it's 5 or 6 surgeries,
Good
and
night.
5 of them were like just guess surgeries. Like we think it's this, we think it's that. None of them helped. And then come to find out, I had nerve damage.
Uh-huh.
So I had the final surgery, and I feel like after that one, it kind of helped a little bit. But as far as nerve damage, is just it heals whenever it heals. Like it's on my body. It
Yeah.
has no time limit. Like it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be never. So basically, I'm got to this point where it has healed and I've been able to run. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Just waiting on opportunity now.
Nice.
Well, growing up in Maslin, I've been a big fan of that program. Heck, I still have a copy of Go Tigers in my
Yeah.
DVD. In my how I mean, I mean, Grant, you've played in some big games,
Yeah.
but I mean, in Maslin, unless probably one of the best rivalries in all of high school football is you guys
Yeah.
versus McKinley,
Yeah. That's
and
this week.
Yeah, it is this week.
and how, I mean, compare that to like playing against Michigan. I mean, because let's be honest, it's one thing, being Columbus when there's millions of people around.
Yeah.
In Maslin, there's like 30,000 people. You can't walk out your
Yeah.
front door without somebody talking about it. I mean, what
Yeah.
describe like playing in that kind of history of that program?
Yeah. I feel like I've been lucky. Well, I don't believe in luck. I've been honored to play in like a lot of tradition rich programs. So coming from Maslin, I think it just started me off. Like you said, Maslin McKinley rival is the biggest high school rivalry in the country. Like
Oh yeah.
so, like fans are when the game is sold out. I know at Maslin, when the game is sold out, there's like another 5,000 to 10,000 people outside of the fence just tailgating, watching like through the
Yeah.
fence. Like it's crazy. It's wild. And it's just like me playing in that, I think it just got me ready for all the bigger games in my life. And just being a part of Maslin tradition is just crazy. Like we win that game, right after the game, we go down on a big ass bus and we drive through downtown, and everybody's just lined up. The streets are blocked off. Like they're just out there just cheering, whether it's cold or not. Like they're just out there just cheering, clapping, and we ride down the whole Lincoln Way Street. Like it's crazy.
It's like a
And
Super Bowl parade, man.
yeah, it's literally like that. Like it just sets you up for like the further career of football, like college and in the league.
Well,
That's good.
I mean, because for those out there that don't understand the tradition, like I know
Yeah,
it more from the Maslin side. The
yeah,
mayor allows a basically a permit to the band that they could basically
hmm,
march through
yeah,
anywhere in the city during
yeah,
the game.
yeah,
And then every boy, and this is a question I've got for you.
hmm,
Every boy born in Maslin gets a stuffed Obi, which is their
yeah,
tiger, when they're
yeah,
born.
yeah.
One, do you still have your Obi?
I didn't get an Obi. Well, it's an Obi. It's a football. It's an Obi
Oh, it's a
football.
football. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was a stuffed animal, but it's a football.
Nah. So
Okay.
they get a like a the little silicone or plastic
Yep.
footballs you can
Yeah.
put air in. They give you one of those and it has Obi on it. So yeah, I still have mine. And then they actually, when my 2-year-old was born, they sent me one for him. So he has one downstairs
That's
too.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
crazy.
cool, man.
They
That's
don't do
pretty
it
cool.
like
So
the
talk to
the
us.
back in the day though. Like the Go
Yeah.
Tigers.
It,
They were doing like the coaches were coming in the hospital and saying like what they think the baby would be. Like if it was a long baby, they'd be like, "Oh, he's gonna be a wide receiver." Like they were taking it to that extreme back in the day. It was crazy.
start
It was
start
wild.
seeing who's going to play linebacker right away. I
Yeah,
get it.
it
Well, talk
was
to
it
us a
was
little bit.
crazy.
Let's go back in history a little bit. Now you were coming out of Massillon. You played corner, you played wide receiver. You were thinking about maybe going to the team up north of here
Yeah,
that we're not going to discuss. But you committed to them. We're about to head that way, and then you changed your mind and became a
yeah.
Buckeye. Talk to us about your recruitment and what it was like for you, what you remember about it, and what stuck out to you, and why you ended up deciding to go to the right place.
Yeah. So what's crazy is like I always like to tell my story because people don't know. So
Uh-huh.
I wasn't a football player growing up. I played
Mm-hmm.
basketball since I was like 3 years old. I didn't
Yep.
play my first snap of football until seventh grade, and I was
Wow.
a running back. And in eighth grade, I was a quarterback. And then I moved to Massillon my freshman year. And the first day of workouts, they asked me what position I play, and I said quarterback. And they already had like their hometown quarterback that they wanted to play. So they were like, "Oh, well, we already have a quarterback. Would you want to play wide receiver?" And I was like, "Nah." So I quit. So I quit the first day, like after workout. So I didn't play football my freshman year. My sophomore year, I ended up playing again. I was on JV. I didn't get in at all on JV. I was number 97 on JV as a receiver. Like
Oh my gosh.
they disrespected me, and it was just like I was really like doing good at practices, like against the varsity, like everything, but they just didn't play me. So I was just like, I'm not even gonna play football anymore. And I told them, and they were trying to get me to like come out for like summer workouts and stuff, and I was like, nah. But then I ended up changing my mind and playing. And then my junior year, uh, the coach, it was a coach actually from McKinley. He coached Mike Doss. His name
Yeah.
is John Miller. We
Mm-hmm.
call him Spider. He was like, we got a starting corner spot, like it's open, like you should try out for football again, or like you should play. And then I ended up playing, and he coached me up, and I ended up getting my first offer um from Northwestern, I think
Okay.
was the first offer. And then the team up north offered me, and then it was just like I never been in recruiting, I never heard about it. So I thought like when you got an offer, you were supposed to commit. So
I,
like
I
I
got
went
you.
to Michigan or team up north, and I like went up there, and they try to get you to commit when you go on the visit. So
Yeah.
I'm listening to everything, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to commit. And then that's when other schools, of course, other schools started recruiting me more. And then Ohio State started to come a little bit, but they weren't even heavy. But Michigan was so scared, like that when they heard other schools coming, they thought I just wanted to go to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I wanted to visit other schools because I didn't know you could get like 5 free visits. And I'm like, I
Right.
want to journey out. I want to see all these other schools. And not saying I'm not gonna go to Team Up North still. Like I just want to see other schools. And my quarterback, he was talking to Cincinnati heavy,
Uh-huh.
and I went there to visit, and they threatened to pull my scholarship.
Whoa.
Brady Hoke had a C or something, which they never explained to me. So it's just like when I heard that, I just took it as a threat. So I was like, all right, well, I'm decommitting. So I told Greg Madison at the time, he was a recruiter for Team Up
Yeah.
North, and
He
I was
was
like,
the D
I'm
coordinator.
decommitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came to the school just on some random, like when he just comes to check up on me. And I was just like, yo, look, I'm decommitting. He was like, no, you don't want to do that. He was like, you don't want to go to Ohio State. Da, 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 da. There's some liars up there, and this, and that, just like bashing Ohio State. And I'm just looking in my head like, bro, I didn't even say anything about Ohio State. I just said I wanted to decommit because I wanted to visit. And I wanted to visit Cincinnati, actually. It wasn't even Ohio State. But I guess rumors were going around that Ohio State was recruiting me, so they thought I wanted to visit Ohio State. So he just came out of nowhere and just said that about Ohio State. And I was just like, all right, well, I was like, I'm still decommitted. It doesn't matter. And even my head coach at the time was like trying to get me to stay committed to the team up north
Mm.
because um, the guy who built the indoor for Maslin
Yeah.
and Paul David is his son or his grandson, I think, Jeff David. He was a Michigan alumni.
I got you.
So they were like big on me getting to go there, and my coach was even like mad low key that I didn't or that I decommitted, and I was just like, I don't care. Like I didn't even really like my head coach anyway.
Yeah.
So then I started just visiting, or not even visiting. I started talking to other schools, and then Mike Vrabel was just coming in a lot, and just I got real cool with him. He was just telling me about Ohio State, and then of course Devin Smith. I don't know if y'all know, that's my cousin.
Hmm.
Yeah, good
He
wide
went
receiver.
to Massillon, and he was at Ohio State already, so he was telling me about it. And then I ended up like going through my season. Coach Meyer started coming to my practices, came to my basketball practices and stuff, came to my house. He just was just telling me all this stuff, and then I ended up going on a visit after um our season was over that year, and I ended up going to Ohio State. I committed.
It's
I
pretty cool.
actually wanted to go to Oregon though, because obviously I just wanted to go because their uniforms. Like I loved it. I literally wanted to
Their
go there.
uniforms are pretty
Yeah.
dope, man. I
So
mean,
like my last game of my senior year when we, or not my last game, last home game when we played McKinley in the rival game, I had on some neon socks because I was getting recruited by Oregon and I wanted to go there. But that's when like Chip Kelly was like about to leave
to
and
go
they
to the
didn't have a
NFL.
scholarship left for me or something. Like the corner coach from Oregon came all the way to Massillon just to see my practice. So I'm like, they're definitely gonna offer me. And then he
Yeah,
was just like, we only have one offer left and I don't know if they want to give it to this guy or this guy. So I was like, all right, I'm not waiting. So I ended up committing to Ohio State.
yeah.
And
How
that's how
was
it
your
went.
in-home visit with Urban? Like what I mean, like when you had your in-home visits,
Yeah.
like what was that like? Like I mean, like what do they talk? I mean, obviously they're going to talk football, but like
Yeah.
what's that like for you guys?
Yeah, I don't even necessarily. I mean, I don't remember specific stuff, but I don't even remember really talking about football like that. I mean, he would pick my brain about like what do I want out of football and what do I want to do if like football doesn't work out, and like do I want to win and what do I feel like my skill set is, stuff like that. But like other than that, I feel like he just talked about like mindset stuff. Like, do you want to be a winner? Like what do you want to do after football? What do you want to do if football doesn't work out? Like he just picked your brain, and then obviously he would pick my parents' brain as well. Like
Yeah.
so, I feel like that's a reason why I like led to Urban a lot because it was more about winning in life. It wasn't just about winning in football. But obviously he had a track record of winning in football, and like he wanted to win a championship. I wanted to win a championship. So I think there's just a connection of the mindsets were the same. I think that's how he gets or how he got all the players that he got like recruiting if he went on visits. And then the people he has come, like Mike Vrabel, Kerry Combs, Luke Fickle, like when those guys are coming to recruit people, they speak the same language. So I
Yeah,
feel like that's why I ended up committing.
yeah, there's no doubt. And just tell us a little bit about how it felt, after you talk about all that and you envision it, and then it happens, and then you're
Yeah,
walking in and you're winning the championship. I mean,
yeah,
that's got to be a good feeling.
yeah. It's testimony, and then it's just like you got to take risk in life. You got to take chances. Like never nothing's 100%. You never know what's gonna happen. You just got to take a risk. So it's just like when you take a risk, you take an opportunity. You trust somebody that's telling you something, and it happens. It's just like it's beneficial, and it makes you believe more and get more confidence. Because everybody has like that doubt or that trust issue or trusting people or taking a chance. Because that's like not even just football, like I said, it's your life. Like that's the next 4 years possibly of your life that can determine what you do, whether your football works out or not. So it's like
Yeah.
you just taking a risk, trusting the guy that's coming to talk. That you get multiple people coming to say like similar stuff. So it's just like who do you trust? Like this coach is telling me this coach is telling me that. Like which one do I pick and how do I know it's gonna work out? So the fact that it does work out is just like it's amazing.
No doubt.
When was that first time you were on campus that you realized I'm not in Maslin anymore? When you saw like one of your opponents do something like "Holy crap"
Hmm. On the
or
field?
on the field, practice games. I mean, whatever it may be.
I think it was, well, honestly, I think it was practice. I mean, I feel like, excuse me, Coach Meyer made practices harder than games. So
Oh
like
yeah.
when I got there, honestly, I think when I got there my freshman year, because I redshirted, and I
Mhm.
remember in practice, Devin actually he caught like a slant, and he's fast as hell. He caught a slant, and he was open, and I like didn't chase after him. He went for like 100 yards damn near. We were like in a backed up period. And I don't even know if he remembers this, but he got me kicked out of practice, like, because I didn't run after him. Like, I just stopped. And Coach Meyer was like, Gary, get him off my field. Get him off my field. And I was just like, he's gone. Like, well, I'm not about to catch him. Like, I already know how Devin, like, it's like one of those moments where it's like you can chase after him and look like you're chasing after him. But in my head, I'm like, I know who Devin is. Like, this dude won 100 meters at my high school. Like,
he,
he's in all
he
state. Like, he
he's one of
goes
the
to,
best deep threats ever in
yeah.
college
Yeah.
And
football.
he's running track for Ohio State too. Like, he's playing football and running track for Ohio State. I'm not about to catch him. Like, so I
Well, I
just
mean,
stopped.
it,
And he was like, nah, get off the field.
it's not like the first time you saw him. I mean, heck, you guys were probably
Yeah.
playing backyard football when you guys were in elementary
Yeah.
school.
That's what
So,
I'm
I mean,
saying. Like, so I'm like, bro, I'm not about to chase him. So I just, in my head, like when he caught it, I'm like, fuck. Like, I was pissed, but it's just like, I'm about to chase him. So I just stopped. But it's like the fact that I didn't even try or like give effort, like I was going to try to get him. He just kicked me off the field. And I
Yeah,
was just like, that was like the first moment when I was like, damn, I'm not at Massillon no more. Like, I'm not the shit. I'm not the captain. I'm not the senior. I don't have that leeway to do that. Because
yeah,
you'll have somebody do that the next play that's been a starter or something, and he won't say nothing. It's
yeah,
just like you got to remember, like you're the new guy coming in. You got
yeah.
to
You
earn
gotta
your way.
earn your keep, man. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
crazy. And I played at a small school, so nothing like Ohio State. I played up at Ohio Wesleyan, but it was crazy to me when the first day I got there. I was like, everybody was good,
yeah,
and I the biggest thing that I noticed was it was crazy just trying to kind of balance everything that you got to do. And talk to
yeah,
us a little bit about that. When you get to school, you got film sessions, you got practice, you got games, you got to travel, you got appearances, you got all this stuff, and you got to go to school, and you got to have time for yourself. What
yeah,
was that like for you? Dealing with college football and all that goes into it.
yeah. I feel like I tell people all the time, college was the hardest but the most fun time of my life. Like it was a lot. Like the schedule was hectic and crazy. And going from like I said, the guy in Maslin and like doing what I want, like my senior year, like yeah, I was getting good grades and stuff, but it's just like I felt like I didn't really have to do any work because it's just like that's on the back end. Like that's when you take all the easier classes and you're about to go to college. So just getting into college and then jumping right into it. Like I went from because I made it to state for track and that's at Ohio State in
Yep.
Ohio. So I don't even think I went back home. I think I stayed in Columbus. So it's just like jumping right into it. You got workouts, you got summer school. So it was just like we had to just hurry up and jump and throw in the fire. But I feel like the schedule is it's really hectic, but it's just like it you got either a choice to make something of it or just complain and bitch about it. So I just
Yep.
made it happen. But I feel like as far as my freshman year, I hated it, but I traveled because I redshirted, but I traveled. Coach Combs made me travel because he said he wanted me to get the experience. So
Yeah.
that kind of helped me when I started playing because it was like I already knew like the schedule of like when I'm playing, when I got to go to class, when we come back, we got practice, we got meetings, we got all this. So that kind of helped me even though I didn't like to do it. But it's just
Yeah.
like if you didn't travel as a freshman, it was like you had so much free time. So I feel like some of those kids jumping into playing, like their schedule had to change up, so I didn't really have to change my schedule from when I got there.
No doubt.
so you were at the snow game in 2014 in Minnesota then.
Minnesota, oh my God, yes, standing on the sideline.
That I was at that game,
Yeah.
and it was funny. Who's the guy that wears the cowboy hat and the Ohio
The
State
paints
flag?
up and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
him
his
and
name, but I remember him.
him and
Yeah.
Bucknut were walking around the corridors, and like, I mean, for us, it was just like another winter day. It's snowing out, like 4 inches of
Yeah,
snow. This is easy for us. You would have swore to God the look on their eyes that a polar bear was going to come over and pick somebody off. Like, I mean,
yeah,
hell, there was the guy eating the dilly bar on the sidelines before the game. And I just remember Urban
yeah,
Meyer's look on his face on that. But hey,
yeah. It's crazy.
getting to my question, you've seen not only between high school, your family, college, the pros, you've had a lot of probably great mentors. Who gave you the best advice throughout
Mhm.
all your players, coaches, whoever it may be, gave you the best advice to help you develop from an athletic perspective, or heck, from a life perspective too, as well?
Um, it's kind of crazy. Like I feel like I didn't really have a mentor. I feel like I had a lot of people that I could learn from, whether it was the wrong thing or the right thing. Because if I learned like the wrong thing, I learned what not to do. So I feel
Yeah.
like I had a lot of that growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
My mom showed me like a lot of what to do, but like as far as like a male figure, I didn't have that in my life for real. So I figured I can take it as a different approach. Like everything I'm seeing is what not to do, so I know what not to do. So now I know how to do things right in certain ways. But I feel like as far as when I got to Ohio State, it was just every coach, every um, like even the staff, just people on the staff, like Stamp, like just helping me or helping anybody you wanted to go to, like and talk to anything about or needed help, like they would help you, like on the staff, whether they were a coach or just a GA or anything. Like I even would watch film sometimes with GAs, like extra film and do stuff. So I didn't
Mhm.
really have a mentor. I feel like just at Ohio State, the environment was set up for success. Like the kids who, I mean, if they left because they wanted to play somewhere else, they feel like they didn't play or
Yeah.
whatever. I understand that. But the kids who like got kicked out or didn't prosper from like the football team or that environment, like
Yeah.
it was their choice to be just fuck up because
Yeah.
Coach Meyer set the whole experience up for you to succeed. Like whether you were a walk on or not. Like there's walk ons I know that were on our team in the times I was there that have great jobs because of the job fairs we had, real life Wednesdays. Like it's way more than just football when he was there. So and I'm sure it's still
Mhm.
like that, but I
Yeah.
know he started well, I don't know about Tressel. I don't know what he did, but I know Coach Meyer started that job
Yeah.
fair or like Wednesdays and stuff like that. So it was just like I didn't have an exact mentor, but I feel like when I got there, it was just like a mentorship, just environment. So
Yeah, I feel like Coach Meyer set up a good support system for at least from the guys that I've talked to,
Yeah.
yeah,
so that they can succeed, on the field and off. And Coach Meyer, so much is said about him in the media with these idiots that don't even know him.
yeah,
But the guy, he's a winner, man. He knows how to win, and he knows how to get out of his players what they've got in them, in my
exactly.
opinion. And
Yeah.
just tell me your thoughts on him, because I always love Coach Meyer. I feel like he's the second best coach that I've ever seen. Maybe a little
Hmm.
bit below Nick Saban, but he's got a different way of doing things than Saban. And I just feel like he kind of gets a bum rap from all the people that like to hate on him.
Yeah. I think the thing about what people say about Coach Meyer, it's all stuff that happens like from other people around him, like the
Mhm.
Yeah,
stuff at Florida, like it's all the players and all that stuff, and it's just like whether he handled it this way or that way, it's just like he had to do what he had to do to handle it. Like it
yeah,
wasn't him being a bad person or being a bad coach, it was him
yeah,
trying to figure a way out from people that are bad around him. So same
yeah,
thing at Ohio State, like with the stuff with the coaches or whatever, like it
yeah,
wasn't him doing anything. It was somebody else that had, and he gets the fault for the problem because he's the head coach. So it's just like he takes a lot on, but he
yeah,
doesn't care about the media, and I know that. So it doesn't matter. But as far as my perspective on him, like man, he's a great dude. Like he changed my life. He's changed so many lives, uh, wherever he's been. But I know at Ohio State for sure, just witnessing it, he changed a lot of people's lives, and he showed us how to be like men on and off the field. He showed us how to win on and off the field. Like he's
yeah,
like you said, he knows how to win and he knows how to get other people to have that mindset to win, like
yeah,
to just get maximize their potential. He always said that. Like so it's just like I anything I said about Coach Meyer, I just like I don't really care because I know who he is and I've
yeah,
been with him. And some people have bad experiences with certain people too. Like I
Yeah.
yeah,
know there's players that will be like, "Oh, I don't like him," and it's just like, all right, but it's just like I feel like if you did the right shit, there was no reason for you not to like Coach Meyer at
yeah,
all.
Well, you can't be everything to everyone. I mean,
Right,
otherwise you're
exactly. You can't
nothing at
save
all.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think quite frankly, a lot of people out there with Coach Meyer like to play a lot of Monday morning quarterback, where they would say, "Well, I would have done it this way." Well, you're not in
Exactly.
the
You're not
situation.
him.
Yeah,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
Real easy to say from your couch, bro.
Right.
yeah, I mean, Monday morning quarterbacks never have a loss, but maybe
Yeah.
it's time to get fired every once in a while. But
Yeah.
what was the most like hyped game? Like when you ran out in the field, you're like, "Holy crap!" Like this
At Ohio
is
State?
yeah at Ohio State. Even on the
Um,
road, even the
I was about
road.
to say on home or on the road. I would say Wisconsin.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. So no, when he ran out on the field, it would definitely be a night game at Penn State, whiteout
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But I would say out of that game and night game in Wisconsin, it was lit. Like
Camp
they
Randall.
did the lights and they did the jump around song and it was fire. And
Did
I
you jump
remember,
around in third quarter too as well?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
when we came back too. So it was perfect. Like it
Yeah.
was like a light show for us. It felt like, but Ohio State actually copied that the next week when we had a night game. They copied Wisconsin and did like the
Threw it
light
out there.
thing. Yeah, but
That's awesome, man.
Did
but
you
as
jump?
far as loud, it would definitely be night game at Penn State.
Penn
Like
State.
you can't hear your teammate next to you on the field. Like it's
Really?
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild. And
Yeah, they got.
they're nasty at Penn State.
Yeah, man.
They were
It's a
throwing like
crazy
piss bottles
place.
at our bus and all type of stuff.
Holy
Piss
crap!
They would
bottles.
pee at bottles and throw it at the bus and stuff. Yeah,
That sounds about like Penn State fans.
it's
The only
crazy.
people I know that keep their own urine
Yeah.
handy. So anyway, man,
Yeah.
I hope everything works out for you. I know
Yeah.
you've been battling, and I guess my last question before we get you out of here, I just want to know, you seem like you've been doing a really good job of staying positive through all this, and I
Yeah.
just want to know how, with all the injuries that you've had to deal with and all the stuff you've gone through recently, how have you kept it positive, man?
Um, I was just talking to my cousin about this because we have a podcast and we were talking about like positivity, and it's just like I need to figure out how to explain like how I do it, but
Yep.
it's just like I feel like my mindset since I was like 5, like because it was just me and my mom and she had to work a lot, so I was at home a lot by myself. So it's just like I had to grow up quick and I had to make a positive mindset quick, and I feel like I just did that throughout my whole life, and
Kept it
I
going.
understand like everything is just about how you respond. Like that's how I take it. Like there's gonna be so much shit that happens that you can't control, and it's just about how you respond. So it's just like there's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be shit where you feel like you don't want to get up today, or you don't want to do anything, or you're feeling so-called depressed or anything. But it's just like I got to get up and do it because nobody's gonna do it for me, and you got to
No,
stay positive through the whole thing. So I feel like that's the what kept me just positive through the whole thing.
I like it. And where can people find you guys pod at?
It's Different Views Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and then Diff Views Pod on Twitter, and
Okay.
then our YouTube is Different Views Podcast as well. It's
All
just
right.
all one word. Yeah,
All right. We'll share it out, man. We'll get the word out for it. And we appreciate you so much, man. We were always,
Yeah.
both of us were big fans of yours, and we really, really appreciate you coming on and talking to us today and, telling us about some of your experiences and sharing with us, because we appreciate it. We know all of our viewers enjoyed it too. So thank you so much, man.
yeah. Thanks for having me on. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
man. Have a good
Hey,
rest of your
thank you.
weekend, and best of luck on everything going forward, man. You got 2 guys over here that are definitely cheering for you.